Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my video. So, man, I am stuck here right now in my car. I'm at this little shopping center. Went to get something at the supermarket, came back to my car, tried to start it, and my car it's not completely dead, but it's not, I don't hear anything. It's not cranking over, it's not cranking at all. So I'm actually, I've spent like the last 45 minutes trying to figure it out. And, man, this is a situation I've got right now. So basically, a couple weeks ago, I had the same issue, but I was able to start up after about, I'd say like 8 tries or whatever. And you know, there were a couple of times, I guess within the last couple of months where, you know, the same situation happened, but I was always able to start up. Today, I've tried it like so many times. I must have tried it 20 times just to get this car started. You know, just to hear something and nothing happens. But there is nothing else that seems to be wrong with the car except for the fact that the car won't turn over. You know, it won't crank at all. Not that it won't turn over. I don't hear anything, but everything else, you know, has no issues. The lights on the dash is on like it normally is. All the lights are on like it normally is. The radio works. I mean, I'm getting. The blower motor works, although I'm not getting any kind of heat coming out because the car is not on. But, you know, everything works. Everything works except the car is not cranking. But here's what I've done so far. So basically, originally, I thought I might have had a weak battery, like a really weak battery. So I actually went out. And I was in the supermarket for maybe 30 minutes at most, and I don't think it's I don't think that my battery died out. I don't think I left anything on. Even if I did, 30 minutes not going to kill my car. So anyway, I went out, turned the lights on, just to make sure that the headlights were shining bright, and they were shining bright. I mean, I can't count that out 100%. I couldn't count that out 100% of it, you know, of it not being the battery. So I actually used my jumper, my Harbor Freight battery pack, and tried it a couple of times, and nothing, the same issue as before. So I'm like pretty definitely sure it's not the battery because my battery pack, my jumper pack is like 100% charged up, so it should start the car up. So I'm pretty much gonna say that it's not the battery that's the issue. I'm pretty sure. I'm just gonna say it's the battery. I'm pretty sure it's not the battery that's the issue. Is what I'm saying. So the other thing I'm thinking about, maybe it's the alternator. But here's the thing about it: my car didn't die out with the alternator, with the engine on. Okay, if the engine was on and the alternator, the car died out. Like, I would think that it would be the alternator that's the issue, but that's not the case here. And if it was the case of the alternator being the issue, me jumping the car would have gotten the car started. But once I took off but it would have died out immediately once I took the battery pack off. So that's not the case. That's not the case here. So it's not the battery. It's not the alternator. I can pretty much rule those out. So I'm like thinking, what else could it be at this point? I guess it could be a relay or a fuse. A relay or a fuse. I know it's not the fuel pump relay because, I mean, I would still hear a crank if it was the fuel pump relay. All right. I'm thinking at this point, no, not at this point, but I actually did the test before. It could be the relay to the starter, but here's the thing about it. I do hear a click when I try to start the car. I do hear a click. So me hearing the click pretty much means that the car, me hearing the click actually means that, that the solenoid on the starter is going off, and it's not the relay, because the relay relays the electricity to the starter. It's just that the starter is not cranking on, so I don't think it's the relay that's the cause of it. So I don't think it's the relay. So going through some troubleshooting, if it's not the relay, I'm thinking it could be the fuse that's causing this issue. It may be the fuse that's causing it, one of the fuses that's causing this issue. But if I think about it, there's only been a couple of times where I've been in these situations where a fuse caused an issue, and those situations are like this. And this is not one of these situations. So the situation is like this. The car is like completely dead. All right. Last time I had a fuse issue, the car was completely dead. Like no power to the car, as if there's no battery hooked up to the car. All right. And it turned out that it was the main fuse that was killing all the electricity to the car. Swapped out that fuse, the car, everything worked right. The car started up, So that's not the situation, because I'm actually getting power to everything else except my car won't turn on. It won't crank. So the other situation with the fuse I had was the car would crank. The car would crank, it just won't turn over. And I think it might have been the fuel pump fuse or the fuse to the car's computer that was causing that, and replacing that got the car to crank over. Unfortunately, this situation is different because, well, it's different from the obvious, because I don't hear crank. It's not cranking. Nothing cranks. It's not cranking at all. Okay, it's not cranking. I'm getting power. It's not cranking. So I've ruled all those things out, and I'm actually waiting for AAA to tow my car, because there's nothing I could do at this point. And I'm gonna have to wait an hour for them to come to tow my car. So here's the thing about it. Okay, it's gotta be the starter, right? Because that's the only thing that I could think of right now. It's clicking. It doesn't like these one clicks every time I try to turn on. It's gotta be the starter. That's the problem. But I got the starter changed up like about a year ago, and I've only put in maybe like 10,000 miles for the last year on this car, and I'm thinking to myself, why would a starter go out so soon? Why would a starter go out so soon? It shouldn't be going out this soon. All right, it should last me well over 100,000 miles. So I did buy a rebuilt starter, remanufactured, rebuilt from AutoZone, and I could do a couple of tests on the starter to see whether it is 100% the start, because I don't know right now whether it's 100% that there's the starter that's not causing it to start. I could, put like a couple of cables to the starter, or I could, if I think about it, I could use like something to bump the starter, see if it starts up. But I'm not going to do that, because I don't actually have a long enough anything that's crowbar or anything, and I'm not going to do that right now. So, but I think it's a starter. And here's the thing about remanufactured starter. It's like a really pain in the butt as far as remanufactured starters, because I was gonna buy a brand new starter, and a brand new starter costs about $300. Well, that's how much it cost a year ago. I bought this for like $150. Core charge for like $140. Well, it's like $40 or something like that. But it's warranted. I don't know if it's warranted for a year, if it's warranted for lifetime. I'm not quite sure. Probably like a year or two. But now, here's the situation. I'm going to have to go out and either do the job myself, changing up the starter, if it is the starter, or I'm going to have somebody do it for me. And even though I'm getting the starter for free because of the warranty, another starter, I'm going to have to get the same another rebuilt starter, not a brand new one. And that's going to suck, because now I'm going to have to either spend some time, a couple hours to replace the starter, or pay somebody probably like close to over $100 to replace it. And it's this situation right now is actually just killing my time. I really would rather not have this situation come up. considering I did the starter myself and last time, and it took me maybe two hours to do it. Kind of sucks, but I really don't have the time for something like this. Here's the thing about rebuild starters. You guys know anything about rebuild starters? They only change up the part that's broken when you get back the core, and they do that whole rebuild thing. They only rebuild that one part that's broken. The rest of the starter is just cleaned up, and every single other component's got like whatever mileage that you bought the starter in. They don't replace all the parts on there, so that really sucks. But it's gonna be an hour before AAA stops by to pick up my car, and just thought I'd do this video. I'm gonna give you guys an update on it, so just stay tuned. All right, guys. All right, guys. So here's the thing. I did get my car towed. It took them about 2 hours for them to show up yesterday. Got my car towed. Ran a couple of tests on the starter. I did bump it, and I did actually hook up a couple of lines to the solenoid, positive line to the solenoid and to the positive of the starter to see if it worked, and it didn't work. So it was a starter that was messed up. I did go to AutoZone, complain to them that man, that complaint about the starter I got about a year ago. It should last me a lot longer. But I mean, they're telling me that they're giving me a free starter, a free rebuilt starter. I was asking them whether I could pay the difference with the new one, but they wouldn't let me do it. So that kind of sucks. But I spent a couple hours putting it in. The car cranks up pretty good without a problem. It kind of sucks because at this point I got another used starter, and now I'm crossing my fingers hoping that the starter that I got is gonna last me a lot longer than what I got out of that old starter. But hey, I don't know. But if I had my choice, I probably would have gone on eBay and got a used OEM original part from the manufacturer, but don't have enough time for that. So, but everything's working the way it should, and you guys are having the same issue, just go through the same steps that I did as far as trying to figure out what the issue is with that. But if you guys have any comments, leave your comments. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, guys. All right.